Welcome back, book carriers. We are back again for another episode. We are going to be introducing our next read, and we are so happy and excited, per usual, to get going. But first, I want to say hello to my fellow book carriers, Miss Cassandra and Miss Angela. How are you guys doing?
As always, I say every single episode, I'm excited to be here. And I don't have any tidbits to share about my personal life because, as I said, I'm pretty sure last episode too, my life is boring. But I say that with pleasantries. I'm okay with my life being boring.
Yeah, you're like, it's boring and I like it that way. Yeah.
Every now and then sprinkle some fun and some excitement, but that's okay. My life is boring and I'm totally okay with that. But I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Becca, how about you?
Oh, just the same. I mean, it's really been, I feel like my life is chaotic, but it's like a normal chaos. It's not anything different to me at this point. But yeah, not anything too crazy. I'm super excited because the new Emily Henry book got released and I got it in the mail yesterday. And I literally waited by the door the entire day because I pre-ordered it. And then I like checked my stats. It's like, it'll be here by 10 p.m. I'm like, by 10 p.m. That is like, and I didn't even start it. Like, that's the thing. Like, it was so unnecessary for me to be like so on edge about getting it, especially when I need to read the book we're about to talk about and what we chose. But I'll probably be reading both because if Emily Henry published it, I'm going to read it. I'm going to devour it. So I'm really excited about that. But besides that, nothing too crazy over here, which is great. My son's birthday is coming up, and so I've been planning his birthday party and my daughter's birthday party, and just the mommy things that come with it. So
mommy things, lovely.
Yes, yeah. Anybody else reading anything outside of this that they want to discuss?
Yes, well, I do have something fun to share. I'm so excited to share. Usually in the car, I listen to podcasts, but I'm kind of on a break from podcasts. So I got this advertisement on Spotify for this audiobook, and it's Tom Felton's biography, Beyond the Wand. Have y'all heard of it, or have y'all read it or listened to it?
I've heard of it. I haven't read it or anything. I bet that you were like chomping at the bit to get started on that.
Who's Tom Felton? I'm just kidding.
Wait.
I'm totally joking, but there might be people who don't know.
Yeah, so Tom Felton, he is the actor who played Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter movies. So yes, that's who he is. I know. I would hope everybody knows who Tom Felton is, but maybe you're right.
Our target audience knows who Tom Felton is. Let's just be real. But
yes, I would hope so. So it's his biography. It's called Beyond the Wand. So basically, he shares about like growing up as a child actor and like in the Harry Potter movies, and it has been so enjoyable because he narrates the audiobook.
That's great.
Yes. And so just like hearing his, voice and like, you can just tell it's so personable and like, he's just so lovely. And it's been funny too. Like he'll voice act out like if his mom says something or, all these other actors that he talks about having a relationship with, like Emma Watson, who played Hermione Granger. And so it's been a treat.
Them so hard. I ship them so hard.
You do?
Yes. I think that they secretly love each other.
Well, it's interesting.
Didn't they had a not the thing but not a thing.
Yeah, they had so he talks about it. Chapter 16, if anybody's interested, you all should go listen to it. And I recommend listening to it. I mean, I haven't read it, but it's been such a treat to listen to it as an audiobook. And I don't normally do audiobooks. But yeah, chapter 16, it's actually called Hermione or the Chicken and the Duck. So yeah, he calls it Hermione. So I know he knows that everybody ships them.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And see, I think I've heard some of the audio grabbed from it and it's on TikTok. And I think that's how I know about it.
I know they addressed it in that like Hogwarts special on HBO Max.
So is it that when he addresses it?
That's what I think you're thinking of. I don't think you've heard the audio from his book.
Okay.
But yes, I want to share like this quote that he shared. It is so endearing and so sweet the way he talks about Emma Watson. And you can just tell there's so much like admiration and so much like genuine love. And he even says it. It's like he's not in love with her, but he loves her as a friend and like just adores her as like a colleague and stuff. And it is just, it's like so precious. But anyways, he was sharing the story about taking a long walk around a lake with Emma Watson. And she said this quote to him. She says, "I've always known that I was a duck. I've spent my whole life being told I was a chicken. Every time I try to say quack, the world tells me that I have to say cluck. I even started believing that I was a chicken and not a duck. Then we started hanging out and I found someone else who quacked. And that's when I thought, to hell with them. I really am a duck." And so it was just really sweet.
That's really sweet.
He quoted her. The fact that he still remembers, you know, like what she said.
Yes.
If somebody said that to me, I'd remember that
I have
too.
chills. Yeah, I have chills. She's so whimsical and just lovely. I can't.
And he was like, yeah, she has such a way with words. And it's like the meaning he took away from it was like, we're kindred spirits. Like we understand each other. We've been there for each other. We've like mentored each other.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, y'all just have to listen to it. It is so sweet and endearing. And like, you can just tell he's such a great guy. And he's such like, yeah, he has so much admiration. So it's really sweet. It's a super treat. Y'all should listen to it.
Yeah, I'm not really a big like biography type reader, but this one sounds like I would enjoy it.
Yes. And just him in general, he has such a love for the Harry Potter world. And you can... I really love that about him. I
do too.
He gets a kick out of it, just like we do. He's a fan of it, just like we are.
Yeah,
and I love him.
And he still does promos. Like Becca, I think you recently sent us a video of like him doing a promo, and like, yeah, somebody handed him like a binded manacled or a Hermione fanfic.
Yes.
But yeah,
he's like looking at it and he's like, so do they end up together? Are they in love? And like the way he looked, like he almost looked like giddy at the thought of like that storyline playing out, you know? And that's when I'm just like, he wants them together so bad. Like we all do. Obviously there's literally an entire like universe built on the fact that we want these two characters together. So yeah.
That started up some controversy. Like the whole giving him a fan fiction. Like there was this thread on a Hermione subgroup on Reddit, and they were like, rule number 1 of fan fiction, do not give fan fictions to like the actors. Like, I don't know, people were upset that somebody gave Tom Felton the...
If anybody can appreciate it on a different level, it would be him. Like,
yeah. I think just because of the type of person he is, and there's no way that I could really know who he is as a person, but especially seeing the way he reacted, I think he handled it really well. And you know, if it was somebody else, maybe they wouldn't have accepted it as nicely and just genuinely kind as he did. But he seemed to take it really nicely. Did y'all see on TikTok that girl reading the entire Harry Potter series?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
She's funny. Yes.
Yes. And they got to hang out. She got to hang out with him and stuff. And I thought that was so cool. This is why, I mean, he has just been like popping off on my FYP on TikTok for sure. Oh my God, it sounds so old when I say
He's been popping off on my FYP. That was a lot of slang for you, Cassandra, in one sentence.
Oh my goodness. It sounded so millennial of me. On my FYP. I built this FYP brick by brick. I might add. Oh my goodness.
I love that saying that like built brick by brick. And like when you come across like a really like niche, weird like video, and then you look at the comments and somebody's like, I have literally like built this, or they'll say like, or like it would be comments to be like, I did not place this brick here. Like, why is this video on my whatever? I love that saying. I think that's one of my favorites on TikTok.
Yeah. Or I thought my FYP betrayed me for a second. You know, like videos that start different, but it's like, oh, okay, this is up my
I'm in
alley.
enemy territory.
Yes.
So I just gotta make sure I get the girls. It's Kiera Lewis.
Yeah. She's big. She got picked up by like the Unwell Network. She's gonna have her own like book podcast or whatever.
She is.
But yeah, my sister was sending me those. I just feel like Harry Potter's had like a resurgence, and I feel like every couple years it does, which is I think says we talk about Harry Potter on like every single episode and our love for it, and I can't get enough of it because I think like it just stands on its own and is respected on its own, and I just think like every so often it gets a resurgence. Now that this new show's coming out, like people are new people are being introduced to it. And yeah, so I'm happy that people are reading it and posting about it.
For sure.
But yes, that is what I'm reading or listening to on audiobook. So I definitely highly recommend listen to it, especially if you need like a fun, feel good pastime.
Okay.
Can I recommend something really quickly to you ladies?
Yes.
It's just a quick watch. Just if you're just needing something to do on a Sunday afternoon, and Harry Potter themed. I was very excited by it. It's like a Harry Potter baking dessert show. I believe it's on HBO Max, but it's got the Weasley twins as the hosts.
Fun.
And yeah, so it's all about the bakers building things in remembrance of Harry Potter, and there's a lot of nostalgia involved. And talk about actors who really cherish the series. They really do. But yes.
I am so happy you're talking about a baking show. We're going to talk about baking shows a lot today, so keep that in mind. We'll get to it just a lot, but that is that would be a perfect segue if we were ready for that portion of the episode, but unfortunately we're not, and I am type A, and we're going to go by my timeline. So
yes, ma'am.
leave us in suspense.
Yes.
Can I just make sure it's on HBO? It can't be like, hey guys, watch the show, and it's like not cannot even tell y'all where it's on.
It's got to be on HBO Max because that's where all the Harry Potter stuff is.
True, because I just was like, I was like, I love the Great British Bake Off, stuff like that. So I was like, Harry Potter baking show, okay. Wizards of Baking on Max.
Cute.
So if you're interested, the show is called Wizards of Baking, and it's on Max, and I highly suggest it. The contestants are all Harry Potter fans. I felt in my element. I enjoyed it. So
cute. That sounds cozy.
Yes.
That sounds cute and cozy. I like it. Well, thank you for the suggestions, ladies. Of course, referencing Harry Potter per our usual.
Always.
But it is time to introduce our next read. So as we discussed last week, or last episode, we are changing up the way that we're going to be releasing episodes now. So from now on, we are going to pick one book a month. And the first Monday of the month, we will introduce the book. We'll give some details as we always do, some author facts, get you excited about the book. And then the review will drop 2 weeks after that. So a new episode every 2 weeks, one book a month. I know a lot of our listeners are moms, and we want to make sure that we don't just overload you with books and content and things, something that you can follow along with. So, but this month's pick for May is Abby Jimenez, Say You'll Remember Me.
Woo,
and I am so happy because contemporary romance is my jam, and I love it. And we're going to get into some things about Abby Jimenez in a minute, but I just absolutely love like this style of writing. And yes, so super, super thrilled. The girls have not read an Abby Jimenez book before. So what are y'all's thoughts about dipping into, the more contemporary romance side?
Well, I just want to quickly say that I've never read a contemporary romance. This will be my first one. So I've already started. I think I'm like on chapter 8 or something. So I already have thoughts, but I'm going to save them for
save them for the review.
For the review episode.
Yes. This is my first contemporary romance as well. And I'm very excited. As a hopeless romantic, I am so excited. Like Angela, I have read a little bit of it, of the beginning. A couple of chapters in, about 14-ish chapters in. And so just very, very excited. I love this. I love how we're dipping into so many different things, but especially excited as the hopeless romantic of the group to be dipping into a contemporary romance.
Yes.
So excited.
Yes. Contemporary romance is the best. I feel like Emily Henry and Abby Jimenez are very similar authors, and like the takes that their styles, I guess. Emily Henry is a little bit less on the romance side. She's more like women fiction with romance. And Abby Jimenez, I feel like, is more romance with like some contemporary fiction to it. So yeah, I definitely think Abby Jimenez is a great author for you, Cassandra, specifically. I think that you are going to love her. I love contemporary romance. Like that is like, if I could read one genre for forever, that's what I would pick. Obviously, like my bookshelf for our visual listeners, I mean, I just Lucy Score, Abby Jimenez, Emily Henry, Allie Hazelwood, all of them. Those are my people. Those are my Mount Rushmore authors, if I could put them on there. So that's one of the reasons that we chose this. This is, of course, was one of the most like anticipated releases. And so we know a lot of you have picked this up or are thinking about reading it. So we hope that we kind of catch you during your reading journey with this book as well. Or if you've been on the fence about reading it, read along with us. And I've already seen on TikTok, there are a bunch of mixed reviews out there. It's going to be really hard for me not to like an Abby Jimenez book, but you know, I will keep my opinions true. And so this, I promise the review next episode will be honest and good. So but I wanted to take a moment and talk a little bit about Abby Jimenez, if y'all are okay with that. So Abby Jimenez actually has not been a writer for very long. She actually didn't start releasing books until 2019.
Wow.
She's had this much success since 2019. But do y'all want to know what she did before this?
Wait, can we guess?
Yes, please.
Is she a teacher?
No.
Cassandra, do you have a guess?
I do, but I feel like it's a cheat because Becca set a little hinty hint.
Oh, you did?
Earlier.
She knows because of what we talked about a little bit earlier. Yes, Cassandra, you're right. So she actually went on the show Cupcake Wars and she won.
I used to watch Cupcake Wars.
Yes, so she had major success through Cupcake Wars. She's also gone on and done other network baking competition shows. She started selling out of her home in 2007, blew up, of course, on the show, and now she has 2 locations. They're called, oh my goodness, did I not put the...
I feel like I definitely saw her episode of Cupcake Wars.
What a baker.
Nadia.
I definitely saw this.
So whenever you brought up like literally a baking show, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect.
No, I didn't know. And then, oh my goodness, wow.
Yes. So she has 2 locations. Her bakery is called Nadia Cakes. And she's super talented and has the 2, one's in California, one's in Minnesota, which is where she lives. And she's just super successful. Cassandra is freaking out.
I am. I am. Because I definitely did see the episode, and I remember looking at the cupcakes and thinking they looked so good. And I was like,
she's crazy talented.
I want it. I want those cupcakes. So that's such a cool little anecdote.
Yes.
Wow. So she's a master baker, cupcake maker.
Yes, she's a fantastic, I think, businesswoman. I think she's very business minded. Like one of her cakes actually blew up on social media because it was there's a name for it, but it kind of looks like the inside of a jeweled rock. You know what I mean? Like it's very like jewel and pretty or whatever.
You're not telling me. I've seen that. I've seen that too.
So she went viral because she made a cake or whatever. It got posted on like her social media. Not thinking anything about it, but because the coloring of the cake and the way it kind of looked like female, like reproductive organs is the best way to say that. And so she went viral for it. And so Abby was, going on and commenting and doing and like making a joke out of it, like making light of it and stuff. And so many people were praising her for not like being embarrassed or that like she kind of embraced it and just ran with it. She has this kind of go with the flow, but she's so driven at the same time. And I think it just makes for the best type of person to be successful. I think she decided, she wanted to start writing and she did. And look at how much success she's had literally, since 2019. That was 6 years ago. And she's published 7 books since then.
Oh my gosh.
And has this cupcake business on the side.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So she is a powerhouse. And I think that she deserves all the good things that come to her because she really, I think when she decides she wants to do something, she goes for it and she goes for it all the way. And that's proof in both of her endeavors. So I think one of the coolest things about her, and I know I keep mentioning Emily Henry, but to me, they kind of go together. But Emily Henry does similar. But what Abby Jimenez has done is that she does series, but there are standalones within the series. You can pick up and read any of them at any time, but you're going to get cameos and the timeline goes through the series. So she's released 3 other series that are complete with 3 different books. And then this one is going to be the one we're going to start this week is going to be the start of a new series. And she's going to have 3 there. But the cool thing is that, yes, these are all series and they're all standalones within the series, but all the series are in the same universe. And so it's like, if you are an Abby Jimenez reader, every single book that you get has Easter eggs, has cameos, and that makes it so fun.
Yeah.
So I definitely highly recommend, if this is your first Abby Jimenez book, you can definitely read it without reading the others. But I would, if you enjoy it, go back and read from the beginning, because it's going to be a totally amazing experience. I think that in itself is so creative and fun. So
wow, that is awesome. I love the whole idea of there being a universe of these characters. Definitely makes me want to go read more.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's creative, but also, like, from a business perspective, it's genius. Genius. Because, like, if you love one book, it's like, oh, here's 2 more. Like, why don't you jump right into the series and buy them and consume them?
But it makes it not daunting. Because, like, I picked up the first book I read of hers was the last one in an existing series. I didn't know that at the time. But it's like, I read it and I loved it. And I didn't even know there were 2 more I could have read before then. So you really could pick up wherever. So it's less daunting for somebody who doesn't want to jump into a 7-book-long series.
Yes.
But, and they all kind of have different tropes, and they're all individual in themselves. So if you like a certain trope, then probably one of the books is you're going to enjoy more. And you can just pick that one up and read it. I mean, it's purely genius. She's fabulous. I love her.
I love it.
The next one in this series is going to release next year. She said in an interview that she started that one first. She was having trouble kind of like getting through it. I think it has a little bit more of a depth to it and like maybe a little bit harder topics. So she presented her editor with this idea for this one. And she was like, I bet it's going to flow out of me. She wrote this book in 3 months.
Wow.
Did it. Got it published, and then now she's finishing the next one, and it's set to release next year. So I think that one's going to be even better probably than this one. Probably one of my favorite facts about her is that she writes all her books on her cell phone.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah. She said in an interview with Sarah Lee that she literally just writes with her thumbs. That's what she does. Yeah. She just writes. She said that at one point she was writing like this really emotional scene that we're going to see in this book. So she wrote it at the grocery store while her husband was loading the groceries. And she thought to herself, like, that is real love. And it prompted and sparked like motivation for her to write this scene. And so the like most emotional scene that we were going to read in this book was sparked by her and her husband at the grocery store.
Love it. That is the craftsmanship involved in her writing, and just as a whole, like, it's so impressive. And the fact that she writes it on her phone. I love that. I mean, personally, I don't have a Kindle. I read on my phone because it's there. It's when I have time and when I get those, the feels for reading, there it is. Let me go ahead and pop it on. And so I respect that.
Yeah.
With how successful she's been, and like even with all the baking and like how like she's a master baker, I was totally imagining her as like a type A, and maybe she is a type A, but this tidbit is like such type B personality of like, let me just pick up and write on my phone. So that's so interesting. I'm getting like different vibes from her, and she's well-rounded, maybe, or quirky in some ways.
She is very quirky. She's done a lot of press, and because she just released her last book just for the summer. That just released last year. I mean, obviously she's done 7 books in 5 years, so some of them have kind of like, stacked. But so she's been doing press for a couple years for that one, and now for this one. So there's a lot of content for her of like fun interviews that she's had on podcasts and at events and things like that. And she's quirky and she's funny and she's just well-rounded, I think is the best way, like you just said, Angela, to describe her. She just seems very down to earth. And like when she talks about it, she's like, yeah, I just write on here. She's like, but I'm just sitting on the couch and whatever, I just pick it up. And the way she even presented it was kind of like, why is that weird? Like it was so like, just like, I mean, I'm there. I have my phone. Why not?
Exactly. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
point, Abby.
But I'm like, if my like desk doesn't look perfect. If everything isn't, if not all my tabs are closed, if I don't, maybe I need a new keyboard, maybe mine isn't clicking like it used to click or whatever, anything will stop me from like sitting down and actually writing. And the fact that she just, I'm like, man, I have zero excuses. But that's also not my personality. So, you know, she's just, yeah, I just thought that was so cool.
So cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
cool and inspiring.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. One of the other
Very
things that is inspiring about Abby Jimenez is she has had and beaten ovarian cancer. So she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 2023. Luckily, they caught
Oh
it
my gosh.
super early. She doesn't have to have any further treatment. Everything is good. But she did, you know, was very vocal about going and getting checked because she said that it was just kind of by happenstance that it got caught. But if you don't go and get checked, then a lot of times they don't catch it until it's too late. So she's very vocal about going to your yearly appointments and getting checked and just being on top of that, because it did literally save her life for her being on top of it. So
wow. So that was
yes.
2023.
2023. So in the midst of releasing 7 books and running 2 cupcake stores and really an empire, she had ovarian cancer. So
Wow.
yes.
Yeah. I'll be interested to finish reading this story because I wonder if I think that has to come from such strong, I don't know, like belief, strong mindset to have like in life.
Yeah.
Just to, like keep going and like overcome and be resilient. And I'm curious if that maybe plays out into her books, which maybe.
Yeah. Just about every book I've read for her has some resilience and some grit to her characters that they have to get through certain things. And yeah, it's definitely a theme, I think, in her writing, and I think in her day-to-day life, just based on what we know about her.
Love that.
So yeah. So one of my last Abby Jimenez little tidbits, Cassandra, you will love this. But she actually,
I'm already loving it. Like I love her.
Even though she is, of course, a writer, an author, she publishes books. She prefers audiobooks over physical books. In an Amazon publishing rapid fire interview, they asked her, do you prefer physical books or audiobooks? She said audiobooks for sure. She loves to go for walks. She's a big dog person, so add that to the list of the many things that I love about her. But she said that she loves to go for walks, and that's where she'll always listen to audiobooks, or sometimes she'll write while she's on her walk on her phone. Just, you know, but she prefers audiobooks. And I was like, Cassandra will love that.
Yes.
So
definitely all the boxes are checked. Loves to bake, a super strong woman, beating ovarian cancer, writing on her phone. I mean, I'm like, yes, girl, pick up the phone. Let's do it. You know, do it when you have time. Y'all, I have so many different notes and so many different things. Like, you know, writing just the little music for our podcast to completely started it on the phone. Just
yeah.
a lot of it. Yeah, it's such a device for creativity that, you know, sometimes goes overlooked, but yeah, she's my kind of woman, I think. I like her a lot.
Yeah. I think when she held up her phone, so she has like a Samsung, it looks like maybe an Ultra, which I know has the S Pen. I feel like, you know, she definitely has like the powerhouse device to probably be able to do it. But no, she's amazing. And the last thing that she said from that interview from the Amazon Rapid Fire was that her favorite book is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. And I was like, man, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Like, and Emily Henry, actually, we're going to cover our opinions on the cover in a second, but Emily Henry even like does the quote on the front of the book that says, "No one does funny, emotional, life affirming love stories quite like Abby Jimenez," which, coming from Emily Henry, who I think is the queen of that, that's pretty telling. So yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, those are some fun facts about Abby Jimenez. So I hope that
girls.
I said something that maybe y'all don't know yet. I know she's big on TikTok and she has so many videos and things like that. So probably a lot of our listeners know some of that stuff. But for those that didn't, maybe that helped. But
yeah,
I'm so excited knowing all this information and now taking it into what we read. I can already pick up on some things that, you know, are in her book. But now knowing her personality and knowing everything about her, not everything, but your tidbits, I'm excited to see what more I find in her writing. And I
Mhm.
just love the support of the two authors, the girl support. I'm here for it. I love
Yeah.
it.
Because they
Yeah.
could easily be kind of like pinned up against each other, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, like she has nothing on Emily Henry, or oh, she has nothing on Abby Jimenez. But no, I think that they really respect each other's craft, and they are different enough to where they do kind of have their own niche and they have their own voices whenever it comes to writing, that you can appreciate both and love both in the same regard. So I'm glad that they are very supportive of each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea about Abby Jimenez. I knew nothing about her. So thank you for sharing, Becca. We're also on Threads. We started following Abby Jimenez, and she's always posting like just like down to earth things and just like
Yes.
very casual, just like she's your everyday person, which she is, but you know, sometimes some people don't give off that impression, but she does, and just so down to earth and always smiling and just I don't know. She has feel good content of just her and
Yes.
her normal life.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I would expect from her. I think that she's a really fun person to follow on socials too, you know, which is so like stark, like contrast to like Frida McFadden that we covered last, you know. So that's why I was like, looking up these facts are so like, it's not really anything groundbreaking because she's so open and she's on, you know, like probably a lot of people know this kind of stuff where like Frida McFadden, you don't know anything about. So I feel like you're like, you know, whenever we covered author facts for that, everything was kind of shocking, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so but I could talk and listen about Abby Jimenez all day, every day.
Love it.
Yeah. So we have the book. I think Cassandra and I both have the physical copies. Angela has it on her Kindle.
Yep. I'm a
What
Kindle
are your
girly.
you know, the cartoon rom-com-y covers? It's been popular, it's still popular. What are y'all's opinions?
I think it's such a beautiful cover. I'm in love with the oranges and the pinks and the sunset vibes and the beach. You got your dog and the little Ferris wheel there in the background. It's just so fun. It's just such a fun, easy on the eyes cover. And of course, yes, we have our main characters, you know,
So cute.
smooching. But it's just so there's just something so romantic about it. I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think for me, the color scheme is like so beautiful. Just like, yeah, the chosen colors just make it so like make it pop. Um,
Yes.
so I love it. It's interesting that her name is bigger than the title of the book.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I do too. I meant to ask like what y'all think about the name. Say You'll Remember Me, which is a Taylor Swift lyric. When she announced the name of the book, she did say in that interview. And yes, that is a Taylor Swift like
Reference?
reference on purpose. So,
Okay.
which, you know, I'm a big Swiftie, so I was like, when I heard the name of this book, I was like, there's no way that's not a connection. But how do y'all feel about it being like a lyric as the name of the book?
I just like, I just can't get the song out of my head every time
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say the title without singing
Say
it in
you
my
Yes.
remember me standing in a nice dress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Baby.
Honestly, and those are the only words I really know of the song either, too, as well. So I think it's funny. It's just, yeah, it's ingrained in my brain. I cannot, read one without the other.
Yeah.
Separate them.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Same.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yes.
I think it just speaks to her genius, like her
Yes.
genius businesswoman, like
Yeah.
because it's such a popular song too. So exactly what you said, Cassandra, like you can't read it and not think of it, and it's stuck in your head, and it so also fits perfectly with like a contemporary theme. I don't know, it's a genius business move, honestly,
Yes.
to me.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. A Swiftie is her target audience. Like if you were a
Mhm.
Swiftie, you like Abby Jimenez. If you like Abby Jimenez, you're probably a Swiftie. I will say, like, they'll remember me. I was like, oh gosh, like one of them is gonna have dementia or Alzheimer's. I was like, I can't take another Notebook. Like that just, I mean, call me cliche, but that movie and book still ripped my heart out. And so she did say in an interview with Kendall Landreth, she said that this book will make you laugh, but it will make you cry. And I was like, oh no. And she said in another Chapter 7 book club interview that this does cover dementia. So if you have somebody or know somebody that has dementia or Alzheimer's, that will resonate with you. If you've ever been a caregiver, this will resonate with you. And for those that don't know, like I was a caregiver to my mom whenever she was in her final time here on Earth. And so to me, I was like, oh no, like this. And I think that is part of why I've held off reading it, because I think knowing how much I resonate with Abby Jimenez's writing, and then maybe writing about a topic that's a little bit close to home, it makes me a little nervous. But I'm also, I'm ready to be hurt, I guess is the best way to describe it.
It'll
So
be
yeah, so
healing for you,
that was
Becca.
kind of what the
Yeah.
title, kind of did to me too. So
yeah, I like that it can be associated with, it can have that fun Taylor Swift vibe, but it can also have that double meaning, because as you mentioned, there is going to be some talk of dementia and the memory. And so it definitely, it's not just a lyric, it's not just a Taylor Swift song. It's deeper than that. And
yeah,
I like that it has that duality.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And I'll be the first to say, Becca, and like if you're like a little hesitant right now, which I totally get, I'll be the first to say, like, if it's too much and you can't finish it, that, it don't force yourself, and kind of respect and protect your peace.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
well, thank you. I truly appreciate that. I'm hoping that, my mom, thankfully did not pass from dementia or Alzheimer's. So I'm hoping it's, a different enough situation that it's not too connected, but definitely being a caregiver to a parent, which I think is kind of what we get from this book, from what I understand. I think that part's going to be hard, but it also, I think, I heard, through TikTok, of course. And then she also says in this chapter 7 book interview also that long distance is a major part. So I'm interested to read a love story where they're not physically together. I think that will be interesting. So that's another kind of topic that we have in the book to look forward to. But going back to the cover, for those that don't know, if you get your copy from Target, we have a bone to pick. I don't know who we need to speak with. Abby, if you're listening, or Target maybe, or Forever Publishing.
Yeah.
Who decided to put a non-removable, only at Target, bonus exclusive content reversible jacket sticker on my book? Who did that?
Yes, I know. And so for our audio only listeners, like it's this huge, it's pretty big. It's not tiny.
It's big.
Yes, it's this white look like sticker that says only at Target. And what else does it say?
It says only at Target, bonus exclusive content and reversible jacket.
Oh my gosh.
To me, there's not enough content to warrant a giant print right there.
Or make it removable.
Yes.
Like,
or put it on the back. Put it on the back or something.
I bet you, because they had a Onyx Storm, only at Target copy. I bet you they didn't get some sort of white sticker.
No.
A removable sticker.
No.
If that's
Fourth Wing fandom would burn the place down. Like, no.
Yeah.
So, and I understand. So they do say that it has a reversible jacket. Looks like this.
Yeah.
It is the main characters sitting on a beach in a convertible.
And the license plate says rom-com.
Yes. It's very cute. But there's no title. There's no anything to indicate what book this is. So to me, it's like, this isn't really like a reversible jacket. Yeah. This is a poster that you can like hang on your wall.
It's more like what you would get if you got an old CD or a CD where you open up the lyrics and stuff, and then on the other side, it's more like that. It's not really. I wouldn't display my book with that. It's nice to see and look at every now and then, but I would like to keep the OG cover.
Yeah.
I wish that little sticker or white stamp wasn't there. But hey, I did buy it. I didn't know that it was not.
You're trying to scratch it off.
Yeah.
Literally, like, I would almost rather like cut it out and just like it just for the sake of doing it,
because it's pink, right? The hardcover is pink. Hey, you could totally do that because it'll match with the.
I could. I say it every single episode, but I feel like it's important for anybody who might have a child with cerebral palsy that you're not alone. I have a daughter with cerebral palsy. It makes it difficult to get out and go into the store. So I do pick up for everything. Everything. I don't know the last time I went into a store. So I just ordered this through Target, like in my pickup order. So I didn't know because it's just on the app. I just thought like, oh, they just have a sticker on there. I had no idea. unbeknownst to me, that I would get home and have a hissy fit to the point to where my husband was like, you are losing your mind. So this, disappointing, but if you just cover that up and you look at the rest of the cover, it's beautiful. Yeah. Anything with a cartoon character set up with a dog, I mean,
you're in.
Yeah, I gotta check my Target books before I buy them from now on.
Oh yeah,
that is
I'm
a
not
thing. I have a
buying
really
anything
old
else
book.
from Target.
This is Brain on Fire, but it's in the corner there. It says Club Pick. Can't get rid of that.
So it's a Target thing.
That sort of thing matters to me now. I don't think it mattered to me then, but it matters. Don't be on my cover of Target.
Well, I'm glad. That's interesting that they didn't do that with Onyx Storm.
Because they know.
I wonder.
That's
right. It's too big of a fandom.
It's too big, and it's like a collectible, you know? I don't know. Yeah. So per usual, we always want to read our dedication. We want to see, you know, what inspired this story for the writer. But this dedication is very short and it's very sweet. And it just says, to Lilia, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. To Lilia, we will never forget you. Which I'm sure is a, you know, say you'll remember me.
Yes.
Saying that they remember whomever this is. I don't know who this is in her life, but I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear who this person is. I would wonder if she has personal connections to someone with dementia,
Right.
and if that's kind of who this reference is, or maybe not at all. Yeah, but it's sweet and very to the point, and I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
it kind of gives you a little taste of, just a tiny, tiny taste of what is to come. You know, we will never forget you. And I think when I read it at first, before reading the book, I didn't think about that.
Mm-hmm. And maybe she's chosen, especially if you didn't see it mentioned, Becca, in your research. So yeah, she wants to keep it to herself.
Yeah. And when she mentioned like the dementia theme and stuff, she said, you know, somebody mentioned Alzheimer's as well. And she seemed to know like the difference between the two. So like she maybe had some experience with it, but she didn't dive into how she knew or why. So I think that if it's not out there, there's probably a reason.
So there are some parts that she keeps private, which makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. I think she's a very layered person, and that shows in her writing, but she keeps the light and fun side of herself available to people. And I just love and respect that so much. So if you are thinking about picking up this book and reading with us, I will warn you that there is a note at the beginning of the book, which I think is so nice on Abby Jimenez's part, with some trigger warnings. If you don't want to hear the trigger warnings, because I am about to read them, go ahead and skip forward, 30 seconds or so in case you don't want to be spoiled by anything. But for those that need to read trigger warnings, I want to make sure that you know what she says in here. She says that this book contains detailed descriptions of someone with advanced dementia. There's mention of a cheating spouse, of a side character, mention of past child abuse, both physical and emotional, mention of animal abuse, cruelty, neglect, and death. There's a scene where a dog is in peril. The dog doesn't die. The main character's dog will never die. I think that's so important for her to say for those that can't quite handle dogs that pass away. But and then she says, sudden off-page death of a side character with a heart condition. So if any of those are triggers for you, definitely, maybe skip this pick. But yeah.
Sounds good.
That's kind of a wrap on Abby Jimenez and Say You'll Remember Me. Any final thoughts, ladies, before we wrap up today's episode?
I'm ready to read it and deep dive into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I liked learning about Miss Abby. I think it just gives the stories that much more depth. So I'm really glad that we are doing this little intro, and I hope our listeners feel the same way and they'll be joining us for a little intro episode. So yeah, I'm excited to dive in. I started it and I'm only on chapter 8, but I already have thoughts, so I can't wait to discuss it next time.
Yes.
Same. I have thoughts. I'm excited.
Yes. I'm excited. I think I've said this the last 4 different times that I'm so excited for y'all to read something new in this genre, because if I could, like I said, pick one genre to read forever, I have appreciation for just about every genre, but contemporary fiction with some deep, kind of deeper elements and deeper themes. If a book can make me cry and fall in love with a couple, I'm sold. And just about every single one of these books, in that genre do. And Abby Jimenez is unmatched. So I'm so excited and thrilled for you guys to read it and see if you guys kind of have the same thoughts as I do with the genre. So okay, well, we will be back in 2 weeks. We will be dropping our review of the book, and so definitely pick it up if you haven't, and get to reading, so that way you can be ready for as soon as that episode drops. You can find us, as always, on all social media platforms. We are on Threads, TikTok, Instagram. Comment, like, share. We see them all. We appreciate them all. And we love you guys. So thank you, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of The Book Carriers.
We hope you enjoyed diving into this week's read with us as much as we did.
Thank you so much for joining us on this literary adventure. Your support means the world to us.
If you loved today's episode, don't forget to follow us on social media for updates, behind-the-scene fun, and more bookish content.
And if you're feeling generous, please rate our podcast 5 stars. Your reviews help other book carriers find us and join our growing community.
Remember, we'll be back with a new episode every week, catching up on our latest read.
Until next time, keep reading and living those amazing stories.
Bye for now.
Happy reading.
I've been called to the pages, and it doesn't take long.